Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode or lady and gentlemen, to those who watch, welcome back to another episode of Fumbles and Floaters. Blake,
Bobby Buckets.
and yeah, we are going over the last week. I know, probably a couple days too
Lo-
late,
Yeah, a
but
little late, but I mean, they
if y'all
moved.
still
They
remember,
they sw- they switched the schedule on us. Ravens and Steelers got pushed until Wednesday, so we kind of decided, what, we got to wait for the week to finish out. So
and we got the call from the NFL late. Usually they give us like a 2 to 3 day advance notice, but we got the call late. So yeah,
all right, let's jump right into it. Remember, it was Thanksgiving. I don't like it's been a long week. I feel like, but
it has.
Thanksgiving they were supposed to have 3 games. We only had 2. And to be honest, these games were not it. It's that simple. I don't know. They got to change the tradition of Lions and Cowboys on Thanksgiving at some point because it was all right. But anyways,
That
let's
was
jump
cool in the
into
1940s, but I don't know
it.
anymore. Nobody trying to watch from Dallas and Detroit anymore.
But we had Texans at Lions. Jam-packed action. The Texans just dominated them. Will Fuller had a crazy game. Deshaun Watson they pretty much just blew him out. I think they're up like 41-17 at one point.
Yeah,
Um, But a takeaway, I guess, afterwards, later in the week, Will Fuller gets suspended for the rest of the season. So,
that's tough.
yeah, that's big for them. I mean, it doesn't really matter because they're not very good. They're not making the playoffs, and they
Yeah.
also don't have their first round draft pick. So, I mean, it helps the Dolphins, I guess you could say.
Yo, I forget about that every time. They don't have their first round draft pick. That's so bad. That's
Yeah, so,
terrible.
so that helps the Dolphins, and it helps my fantasy team because I have Brandon Cooks. So maybe he can get some more targets.
Yeah, I mean, that's the tough thing about the injury isn't like you said, I mean, it doesn't really matter this year, but any other year that's big because he's by far their number one receiver. They don't their
Yeah,
receiving
for
corps
sure.
isn't anything to write home about. But one
Yeah,
thing, the Texans have been playing better. I mean,
they've
with what's uh, Bill O'Brien, right? That was his name.
they
That
fired
got
him.
fired
Yep.
him.
Yep.
Yeah, they've been playing a lot better. Deshaun Watson. What? Hold on, my tongue.
Hold on.
My
Remix.
tongue. No, my tongue hadn't joined in. Hey, you mind helping me out? He's playing a lot better. He's playing like he was like a year or two ago. So that's been fun to
Yeah.
see at least.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna be better, but it's tough. They don't have their first round draft pick.
That's
All
gotta
right.
suck to have a terrible year and no, you don't like get rewarded for it.
Yeah. Next up, okay, Washington and Cowboys. Now this is actually sadly a big game because the winner would be tied for first in the division based on the results of the week, and Washington came out on top. They dominated the Cowboys. I mean, I know you enjoyed some Thanksgiving food while watching your Cowboys play. So now the Redskins, or not the Redskins, my fault. Washington football team,
I keep
um,
I catch myself saying that on accident too.
yeah, are 4-7, and they're tied for first in the division with the Giants. They've looked solid. Alex Smith has been okay. They're a playoff team.
Yeah, I
No,
mean, I never thought I'd say those words or hear someone say those words in 2020, but I mean, a lot of it has to do, I feel like, with Ron Rivera, like a new coach,
yeah,
and also their defense is pretty solid.
yeah. Gibson went crazy too.
Yeah,
Gibson had a great game, but I would actually say though, like their defense is pretty good. Like they've been a
it's
good defense all
really
year.
good.
So like, um, their offense is kind of. I mean, obviously their quarterback Alex Smith is kind of all right, but I mean, they got weapons though. They do got some weapons.
That's all I was gonna say. It's like, what in your opinion, what else do they need? Because they have Terry McLaurin, their running backs are solid.
Are
They have a
solid,
good
yeah.
defense, a good coach. It's like I don't know what else do they need.
Quarterback, and I mean, probably some O line, maybe a couple more. Like they could use another weapon or
Another
two.
wide receiver, yeah,
Like yeah, receiver. But other than
yeah.
that, it's crazy too because what's their tight end? Lance Thomas,
Logan
right?
Thomas, yeah,
Logan Thomas. Okay,
yeah.
Logan Thomas. I did not realize he was that quarterback from Virginia Tech. I literally remember watching him at
Oh,
Virginia
I
Tech. That's who
100%.
it
He had a
is.
cannon. Yeah, I know who
Yes,
you're
and
talking
then
about.
that is Logan Thomas, the tight
Wow,
end. I did not realize that
I
until
honestly
I
didn't
seen
know that
someone say
either.
that. I was like, "What?" Like he looks like just he looks like a tight end. Like it's not like I mean he was always like a bigger quarterback,
He
but
was
like I didn't know he transitioned to
That's
being a tight end.
crazy. But props to him. I mean, shoot, if you
Yeah.
can't be like a starting quarterback to make that transition, that's pretty impressive.
I remember when they tried to do it with Terrell Pryor, the receiver.
Yeah,
But I
he
mean,
was.
that was more known. Like that was a more
Yeah,
known one. Like low key, Logan Thomas just went underneath. Didn't
yeah.
make it as a quarterback, and all of a sudden he's playing tight end.
I had
So,
no idea, bro. What are your? I don't know, dude. I don't feel like they gave Haskins a fair shot. He got like four
well, I think he got
games.
hurt or something, right?
I don't know.
Didn't he get hurt? I thought he
I
got hurt, and then
oh
it was either
maybe
hurt or COVID, and then they brought in the Allen dude, and then he got hurt, and then they had to bring in Alex Smith, and now they've stuck with Alex Smith. Yeah,
maybe that.
I've never been a fan of Haskins, really, to be honest.
I haven't a ton either, but I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
deserves, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. But who do you think wins the division? Cowboys are only a
Mm,
game back, but
nah, dog.
they're not.
As
I
much
think
as
it's
I like,
Washington at this point,
I think
or I think
Washington.
Washington is the best team in the
If
um
Jones is still hurt,
division.
it's got to be Washington. If Daniel Jones
Yeah,
is still hurt, it's got to be
yeah.
Washington.
Daniel Jones just got hurt, and they don't have Saquon and stuff. So,
Yeah,
all right, enough of the worst division in football. Let's move on to Sunday's games. First one, Chargers at Bills. Um, this looked like you think there's going to be a pretty good game. You got Herbert versus Josh Allen, but the Bills pretty much controlled the game. They were up 24-6 in the third. The Chargers made a little bit of a comeback, but take away from this game, I mean, the Bills are legit. They're a playoff team, obviously. They've been good all year. Eckler came back for the Chargers and he had a pretty good game. He had like 11 receptions, which I mean,
that's
that's what
crazy.
Eckler's known for. Yeah, as a running back, but not much top out. Chargers aren't a playoff team. You got anything for me this game?
I mean, not really. It's just fun watching. Why you look like you're about to laugh? It's just fun watching the young quarterbacks that are going to be, I mean,
Future
those
of the
are,
league.
yeah. And Herbert looks really good. I'll say that. So I think both, I mean, obviously the Bills are going to playoffs and they're set up, but I think the Chargers are set up for the next few years. They have a pretty solid team, but
Yeah.
just haven't looked like it.
And I think Joey Bosa had like 3 sacks this game. I think
Yeah,
that was a big thing in this game. I
he
remember
was tearing
watching
it
that. He had
up.
like 3 6 games. Yeah, so they were getting to the quarterback, but they just didn't have it. They couldn't get going. The Bills defense looked good. All right. Next, this was actually a big game. Titans at Colts. I know we talked about it. This was one of our games of the week, and pretty much I thought it was gonna be a better game. I mean, the Colts won the first one. The Titans have kind of been up and down all year, and they really just dominated. Derrick Henry had a crazy, over 150 yards in the first half, 3 touchdowns in the first half, just running all over the Colts. I know Brown broke for a long touchdown, which he
Yeah.
seems to do every week, but like the Colts defense has been good, but they struggled this game. They could not stop the Titans at all. They put up 45 points. So
Yeah, and that's crazy because I know we've talked about how good the Colts defense is and underrated. But one big thing is maybe I should have looked at it before, and I'm not saying this made the complete difference, but DeForest Buckner wasn't playing, and he's
yeah,
probably their best defender, maybe second. So maybe that was it because Derrick Henry was having no issues getting like 10 yards a carry, it felt like.
yeah.
But um, I know they both teams have pretty big games coming up, so it'll be interesting to see if the Colts can bounce back and if the Titans can keep going
The
because
momentum.
at the beginning of the year, the Titans, I was kind of like, they're good, but they look kind of iffy, but they've had some pretty big wins lately. So,
Yeah, and another thing too, like with the Colts, like the first time they played, like Brown didn't have a good
yeah,
game, Derrick Henry didn't have a good game, so like it was just a lot different. Like you said, missing Buckner, that could have hurt them a lot. So,
because the Colts
um,
won the first one, right?
yeah, they
Okay.
they won. It was Thursday Night Football. So
Okay. Oh,
yeah,
yeah. That was like, they
that
played
was
each
like two
other
weeks ago.
twice. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay.
two
I
weeks ago.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, next up we have Panthers and Vikings. This is actually a pretty good game. Um, so the Panthers, come up, they're up early, but then the Vikings come back, down 21-10. Actually, they got it to 24-13. And the Vikings came back. Jefferson had 2 touchdowns in this game. The rookie, he's been a really good rookie
He's
receiver.
great.
Um, yeah, and then pretty much what happened, the Panthers got up, they get a field goal to go up 6, and then the Vikings come down. score a touchdown with 46 seconds left. But the Panthers actually had a chance to win the game. They miss a field goal as time expires. A 54-yarder that Slay didn't even give it a chance. It just went wide left. And um, I mean, this was a game. For the Vikings, so I think last week, I forget who they played last week. Let me look real quick. The Cowboys. They played the Cowboys.
Oh yeah.
If they didn't lose to the Cowboys, like that's a game you don't want to drop. Um, and they would be 6-5 right now, riding momentum. They've been hot, and like this game would have been bigger but now they're 5-6 because they dropped to the Cowboys. So they could still make a late run, but I think that Cowboy loss is going to haunt them moving forward.
Yeah, I saw I saw an article that was saying like the Vikings are a team that feel like whenever they're playing well they can beat anybody, but whenever they aren't, obviously they look like they looked versus the Cowboys. But um, yeah, I mean it was a good game, but I mean neither team not about to do nothing in the playoffs, and
Yeah,
I don't know.
those close games or teams you should beat, you got to pull them out. Like you just
Yeah,
got to pull them out. And the Vikings struggled to do that. And even like obviously they won this week versus the Panthers, but like Dalvin Cook didn't have a good game. So that's kind
mm-hmm.
of good for them to see they can win a game though without him going crazy because then when they got on their streak, Dalvin Cook was started to go crazy. So
Yeah,
I
it's
think he actually got hurt in this game too. So I don't know
mm-hmm.
if he ended up coming back in or not. But next up, Browns, Jaguars. Okay, Alexa, here we go. Hold on, wait.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Wait,
Take
what?
a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
All right, thanks, Alexa. All right.
Appreciate that.
Anyways, Browns and Jaguars. The Jags. This is another game they fought hard. With Mike Glennon playing quarterback, he came in, stepped up. It's funny. I seen something. I seen some tweet. It was like Mike Glennon got benched for someone that was like on the Jags quarter, or it was like for someone, and this person got benched for Minshew, and like someone else, Minshew got benched for someone else, and now like Mike Glennon is coming in
Full
for
circle.
Button or whatever. Like it was like a whole full circle thing. It was something crazy. I don't even remember who the
My
names
man
were.
Mike.
It was just something funny. But the Jaguars fought. It was a close game. Mike Glennon had a solid game. I think, I almost picked him up in fantasy. He had
For
like 20
what?
fantasy points because Lamar didn't play, so I had Lamar.
But there weren't any
It was
other
an
better options.
oh, so no, so actually I had him, and then someone dropped Daniel Jones, so I picked up Daniel Jones, but then he got hurt, so that
Oh,
didn't help me.
okay. I was like,
But
man.
I didn't go with Mike Glennon, but I almost had to.
Okay.
For like 2 days, Mike Glennon was one of my because it's two quarterback league too, so that's what you got to remember.
Oh, okay.
So he was one of my quarterback. I had
Okay.
Mahomes, and then I had Glennon, but then I ended up going with Jones
Damn,
or
Mahomes and
Daniel
Glennon.
Jones.
That's
But
a wide gap.
yeah, but they fought the Browns. They're like this is what I'm talking about when you got to win close games versus teams you got to beat. The Browns win 27-25. Nick Chubb goes crazy. Nick Chubb is going crazy. Jarvis Landry actually had a really good game too.
Great game, yeah.
Um, but I don't know. The Jags, you seen those when they played Green Bay, they fought, but they just didn't pull it out. I mean, do you think the Browns are like actual contenders, or do you think they're a playoff team that gets a first round exit though?
I don't think they're contenders. I don't believe in. Yeah, I don't think they're contenders. I think it's too soon. But
Yeah, can they win a playoff game?
yeah, I think they can, dude. The way they're set up with a, a great receiver and Jarvis, two starting caliber running backs, and their head coach is playing great. Like he's actually, utilizing the
Yeah,
team to their strengths. And their defense is pretty solid. I mean, even the past 2 weeks, they haven't had Myles Garrett, and he's still third in the league in sacks, and he's coming back. So we'll see because I think they play the Titans next. So that will be a good game to see if they're really about it. But yeah, I think the Browns are actually. I'm surprised because I know everyone had high hopes from last year.
mhm.
But I think this coaching switch and not asking Baker to be Mahomes is gonna be good because I don't know. He's not, but I think
Yeah,
playing
he's
this
not.
style, just don't make no mistakes, and yeah,
Yeah, and I think when it comes to playoff time, like they have a pretty good formula with running the football, especially when
yeah,
weather in January can kind of be bad. Um, they won't obviously get a home game because they'll be a
mm,
wild card. But if you say they play, who would they play? Like a maybe a Kansas City or something like that.
Okay,
Where
no, never mind.
so they're not beating Kansas City.
Hell no.
All right, so
I
I
mean,
mean, no, they'll be a top wild card, so they would actually play. Who would they play? Who is it? Oh, like a okay Titans. They would play like a
oh,
Titans
okay.
maybe,
They could
maybe a
pull that off.
Titans. They could pull a Titans or maybe who's the other division? West, East, North, South. Oh,
Never eat. Hold on. Wait,
it's
what is
Steelers,
it?
Chiefs, Titans, and what's the other? Oh, Bills.
They could beat the Bills. I think they
So
could.
like those would be probably one of the two teams that they play that I think they have a good formula, run the football. Like them and Titans would be an interesting game, kind of
I know. I'm excited
two
for next
similar
week. Yeah.
styles, you know what I mean? So, um, but the Browns, they're in good spot. Raiders have dropped. Obviously, we'll talk about that later, but um, the Browns I think are legit going to be a playoff team. I'm stunned. I'm stunned.
Yeah. Yeah. The Raiders
Just
did
stunned.
drop.
Anyways, next up, Giants Bengals.
Dear God.
Burrow's obviously out. This is the first game without Burrow. I think it's not starting. First or second?
I think it's the second.
Is it the second? Yeah. Daniel Jones got hurt in this game. I mean, the Giants win and they're in first in the division. They're tied for first. The one thing the last few weeks, their running back Gollman, he's had really good weeks. I think he's scored like a touchdown in the like last 4 games or something like that.
Wow.
He had over 90 yards this game, so he's been strong for them. I'm trying to make a light of the Giants. I mean, I don't know. They're
He's
first in the
been
division.
strong for them. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, the Giants suck, dude.
Beat the Bengals. I mean, next
Who
game, just keep it.
cares? Oh God.
I was
That's
trying to make
so
something. I mean, there's nothing but. I mean, you got Saquon Barkley out. Daniel Jones got hurt. I didn't know what to talk about.
that is pretty sad, dude.
Colt
That's
McCoy came in like I can't talk about Colt McCoy.
Yo, that's crazy.
All right. Anyways, now this is actually an interesting game though. Next, Cardinals and Patriots. Now, Bill Belichick, okay, so this is what happened. I feel like at first people, were like, okay, maybe it's Bill Belichick with the whole Tom Brady thing, right? And then the Patriots come out, they look good, but then they started to struggle. And now everyone's
Yeah.
like, and Tom Brady was playing good. So they're like, oh, it wasn't Belichick, it's all Brady, blah, blah, blah. But now the Patriots have won some solid games. Like they've been competitive and they missed out on the most players in the league. And they steal this game versus the Cardinals, where Cam Newton didn't even have a good game, but they shut down Kyler Murray. Like he did not get it going at all, and they end up winning the game.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things that come to mind. One is that Kyler and the Cardinals are kind of struggling. They need if they want to get into the playoffs and make some noise, they got to pick it back up. And then two, I agree. I think people are way too quick to, I mean, it's the first damn season without Tom Brady, and people are like reacting to who it was for 20 years. I think it's way too quick for all that. And then three, I think the Patriots are not exactly, but kind of like the Browns in that they're built for playoffs, kind of. They're going to struggle throwing it, but they have a really good run game, a solid offense, defense, coaching. Like, I think that's why they shut down Kyler, is because Bill Belichick knows how to game plan and coach.
Yeah, Bill Belichick's always known for taking away whatever's the best thing that a team does defensively, at least.
Could they, wild card wise, can they get in or no?
They're far. They're 5-6, I believe. They're far. I don't think they'll get in.
Okay.
Because they're still behind. They needed to win some of those close games early on to give them a chance. But like the Raiders are out right now and they're 6-5. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't think. Because you got the Colts, the Browns, and you still have the Ravens up there. There's
Dolphins?
Dolphins. Dolphins. That's the other one. The Dolphins.
Wow.
So yeah, it's gonna be tough. But I mean,
that's wild.
But technically, they're 2 games behind the Dolphins. So, and speaking of the Dolphins, that's the next game we have: Dolphins and Jets. Like, what a game! I mean,
couldn't ask for anything more, man.
I mean, what do you got? I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick started. They dominate the Jets.
Okay. Dude, you and I could get some of our buddies and go dominate the Jets. I mean,
20-3. The Dolphins defense is really good.
Yeah.
Ryan Fitzpatrick comes back in 257 yards, 2 touchdowns. I'm happy about Ryan Fitzpatrick being in the lineup, and here's why. I have Devontae Parker on my fantasy
Okay,
team,
so you're selfish. That's why.
and Ryan Fitzpatrick actually throws the ball, and Tua doesn't really throw the ball that much, so it helps Parker. Parker had over 100 yards. Come on.
Okay, dude.
No, but the Jets, seriously, like, why are they a football team?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of jokes to make, but it's just such a sad situation that I
Yeah,
can't.
it's bad. All right, another sad situation. The Raiders play the Falcons and get beat 43-6.
Dude, what was that?
I don't know. We're sitting in a wild card spot. We're looking good. Oh, we got the Falcons. We just got to win. Like, we'll stay in the wild card hunt.
Got blasted.
And we just got blasted. Now, I will say, like, there's this whole thing with like the Raiders. Every week, it's like the Raiders aren't practicing and stuff because they got some COVID situation going on. I don't know, but they just got smacked. Like, you can't have that when you're about to be trying to be a playoff team and you just get smacked, like, just by a team that's been garbage every year.
Because, like you
And
said, are they outside of the wild card now?
they're outside now. They're a game behind the Dolphins and the Colts.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't know. That's just bad. Like, you can't drop a game like that. Versus the Falcons too. I thought they were gonna come back like the whole game. I'm like, okay, the Falcons were gonna come back. We never came back. 6 points versus the Falcons.
Talk.
And then I mean, next up you got the Saints and the Broncos. The Broncos out there playing with no quarterback. I honestly did not see anything from this game. I was watching Red Zone and they just were like, we're not really showing this game because it was
Yo, are you gonna say the stats?
it was 31-3. They brought in this dude, Kendall Hinton, right? Practice squad receiver, I think.
Wide receiver,
Like,
yeah.
but he played quarterback at some point.
In college, yeah.
They tried to sign. I seen they tried to have their, like, one of their coaches.
What are their
play or
assistant
something.
offensive coaches?
Like,
Yeah.
since an offense, like, probably some dude there to, like, just throw passes to receivers. I feel like just
Yeah.
like in like drills or something, right? That's what I'm thinking because they said he played quarterback somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just some former quarterback that's on their staff. He's not like a coordinator or anything, just on their staff. He's like 26 or something like that. They tried to sign him. They're like, no, you can't sign him. Like you're trying to sign a quarterback off of your staff and they're not letting you. That's tough. But this dude came in. He threw 1 completion.
Yo.
On 9 attempts with 13 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks.
Hey, props to him for trying. That's tough. That's tough, dude.
Yeah, he threw more completions to the other team than his own.
All right, come on, man.
But I feel like they just went out there and ran the ball to try to get the game over with.
Bro, they milking the clock in the first quarter. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it was bad. I mean, the Saints. I mean,
Yeah, that's one of the best teams. That's not fair.
Yeah, it's just bad. Now, next up, Niners Rams.
This
week just seems like this week just seems like a bunch of games for people that should win. Just drop games.
Yeah.
Raiders, Cardinals, Rams. Like, you got to win these
Cowboys.
games.
Yeah.
No, okay. Anyways, but yeah, so the Rams, they're in a good spot, right, playoff wise. The Niners are trying to fight back in the playoff picture. And they just dropped the game. I mean, Jared Goff didn't have a good game. He had 2 picks, no touchdowns. I don't know. What do you got for me in this game? Disappointing.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like the Rams and 49ers, it sucks because they invested a lot in both quarterbacks, and I don't know if either one can lead them to a Super Bowl. I don't know. They're just.
You tell me Jimmy G was just in a Super Bowl?
Dude, they both
Goff
have been in Super
has
Bowls.
won.
What do you mean?
Or they lost?
They
Did Goff
lost.
win one or they lost? They lost, yeah.
Where have you been?
So they're both the same position.
What do you mean?
Hey, I don't know.
How's Randy Moss doing? No, they both have been in the last couple years, but I'm
And
just
they
saying.
lost.
Yeah, they both have lost. And Goff goes out and plays like this in a game. They should win. The 49ers have so many injuries. It's ridiculous.
So you're taking Nick Foles, Jimmy Garoppolo, or Jared Goff, or Carson Wentz?
God.
You got
for
2
what?
Super Bowl champs.
I'm not.
and two people
Oh,
who's lost in the Super Bowl.
I'm taking myself probably.
No, yeah, but seriously though, the Niners have had so many injuries. Jimmy G, I mean, he was like hurt, then he got benched, he came back, and then he got hurt again, and then like I don't know, like, but the Niners pulled the game out.
Yeah, the NFC West is getting interesting. The Niners are creeping up. So
Yeah, I think they're a game behind the Cardinals now and 2 games behind the Rams, so
yeah,
they might be 2 games behind the Seahawks too. Next up, this was a good one right here. This is a good one. This is my favorite game of the week. Chiefs at Bucks.
dude.
I said Mahomes against Brady, like he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder, and they just go crazy. Tyreek Hill had like 200 yards in like the first quarter, 2 touchdowns and like 200 yards. No,
Oh my
listen.
god.
So I'm playing I got fantasy football, right? They say I'm projected to win like by like 20 points after the 10 o'clock games or 1 o'clock games if you're East Coast. So I'm chilling, right? And then all of a sudden I look and I'm projected to lose by like 20. And I see Tyreek Hill had 200 yards and think 2 touchdowns
Two touchdowns.
in like a quarter of football. And I single-handedly lost to Tyreek Hill in fantasy. And I had Mahomes, so I was getting points too.
And you had Mahomes. That's wild.
Yeah, so like I'm getting points too, but like Tyreek Hill is just I was stunned. But I'd said Mahomes versus Brady. You know Mahomes is gonna have a chip on his shoulder. And they just go crazy. I mean,
It was not as
now
close as the score said.
yeah, exactly. Like it was. I mean, the Bucks made a late push, but I mean they were up 27-10 going into the fourth, and I don't know. What do you think about the Bucks? I keep saying the Bucks. I should say Buccaneers. I guess 'cause people think like Milwaukee Bucks. But
Yeah, the Buccaneers. Yeah, I don't know. It is such a confusing situation because I mean we say it every week. One week they look amazing, and then next week they look terrible. Um, and again, it's the Chiefs who look like a damn
they're repeating. It's
doll
that
right
simple.
now.
It doesn't matter.
They're
Like
looking
Mahomes just
amazing right now.
yeah.
But I mean, you gotta. I mean, they're loaded, and I know it. Talent doesn't always equal like success, but they got to figure something out because if they get like a first round exit or second or whatever, it's gonna be. It's not gonna be good. It's gonna be
Yeah.
a bad look.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I just know Mahomes is the best ever.
Is wild. It's
It's not even
incredible.
it doesn't matter. Like he just goes out there and proves it. Like people will say that he's not, or like they think he's just gonna win one Super Bowl. Like if you just watch him, it's just different watching him. And people
It's
say
like
these
watching
weapons.
Steph Curry in his prime.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and people say all these, oh, look at the weapons he has and all this other stuff. But like,
Dude, they have somebody. I have a receiver named Pringle, and he's making him look like a Pro Bowler. So what do you mean? Look at the weapons.
exactly, I don't know. Like, obviously Travis Kelsey's a dog, and Tyreek Hill's a dog, but like, Sammy Watkins is solid, but he's never been like wow, Sammy Watkins. Like, obviously when he got drafted, he was supposed to be, but like,
Yeah,
he never like lived up to that really. And even then, like he hits, like he uses everyone. Robinson might have a good game, or
exactly.
what's the other one? Hartman or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Like so like he hits everyone, so it's not like, and really like you would say the Buccaneers have more weapons than
Oh
the
God,
Chiefs
yeah.
really.
Dude,
So like
it's just different. You just watching it's different.
he's
It
just
doesn't really
different.
matter
It's like
about the
it to me
stats.
like it's like Aaron Rodgers too. Like when people watch
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers, like it's different. Like it's just not like obviously he's great and stuff like, but like you don't see people do like make the throws that they do. And Mahomes has
yeah.
taken that to even another level. So like
Just like Andy Dalton,
anyways,
it's different.
anyways,
Dude.
Bears and Packers. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, kind of perfect. I'm the best with these little segments. Aaron
Dude.
Rodgers, boom. Boom,
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers. Sunday night football. I love NFC North Sunday night football. You know what I'm saying?
I don't. It's
Lions,
terrible.
Tigers, and Bears. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
my.
and and a little bit of Packers in there.
Well,
So
geez.
Mitchell Trubisky's back in the lineup,
Awesome. Don't care.
and the Packers just dominate them. They're up 41-10 at one point, and Aaron Rodgers threw 4 touchdowns. I mean, you got anything else for me?
Nah. I really don't, dude. The Bears suck. They are bad.
What do they do? Do they draft another quarterback or do they like what do they do?
Yeah, you have to, dude. Nick Foles or Trubisky? That's a terrible situation to be in.
So who you draft?
I mean, if
You're not gonna have a high pick.
if they lose out, they might. They're probably gonna lose out. It's not gonna be a high
I mean,
pick.
it's not gonna.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be a
it's not
mid
gonna be
round.
like.
There's that dude
Well, I
from
mean, the
North Dakota
Jets.
State, the dude from BYU. They're both supposed to be mid round good quarterbacks. Or trade
Carson
for
Wentz.
somebody. Haskins? I don't know, dude. Something. This is bad.
No, actually, I got a solid one. Should they trade for Sam Darnold?
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
like, no, I'm serious. I'm serious.
No, I 100% would trade for Sam Darnold. And I think that
Like,
would
no,
be
obviously
solid.
not your first or something, but like you can get
God,
like a
no.
late pick or something, and try to maybe hope he can rejuvenate it, and you got like him and Trubisky fighting for their lives.
They're well, not fight. Oh, fighting, yeah, for the lives. I was gonna say. I thought you were saying fighting for the quarterback battle. No, no, but that's because I know we mentioned it before. That's like the Cardinals situation. They're gonna draft Trevor Lawrence, trade Darnold, and get like a second or third round
Yeah.
pick. I think that's 100% solid. But they got to figure something out with all those quarterbacks. They got to trade one of them away because that's a pretty. That's gonna be a cap hit because has Trubisky signed his? I don't know. Either way,
Yeah, I don't
Foles is
know.
getting paid a lot. So,
Yeah, and they need some more weapons too. I'm not gonna lie.
oh yeah, but Darnold would be a good start. I like that.
Yeah, and then you could get a weapon or maybe. I mean, their defense is all right. They were really good last year, but now they're kind
Yeah,
of just all right. But you could get like or maybe if you feel like you need a line or something like that, like you could use that first round pick to get more talent and not worry about drafting a quarterback and just get Darnold for cheap. And then maybe just hope for the best, or you can try to um
wait. I don't know if they have their
draft one
first
later.
round pick
Oh, the Raiders might have I
or
don't know.
someone. I don't know. I saw a mock draft the other day, and I don't remember who they. I don't remember them putting a
It
team
might
to
be
the.
to like it could have been in the Mac trade.
Wow, that would suck. That'd be
Yeah,
bad.
they definitely need Sam Darnold in.
Yeah, some
Sam Darnold to the Bears next year. You got it here first. You heard it here first on Fumbles and Floaters. Um, I'm sure all like the ESPN and
an F
stuff
and
will
F
be
bomb,
taking
little
that clip.
fumbles and floaters bomb. Get out of here, bro.
Fumbles and Floaters. All right, next up, Monday Night Football, Seahawks and Eagles, two playoff teams potentially.
Dude, no, don't say that. Don't put that out into the world.
What do you got for me in this one?
Um,
Seahawks win.
yeah.
Pretty convincing. I mean, not convincingly, but like they controlled the game. Metcalf went crazy. He had 10 receptions, 177 yards. What do you think about the Eagles, man?
I don't know. They got to do something. I saw a report today. It was like Wentz takes blame, wins back locker room. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? No, get that out of here.
I have a lot of people that were saying like Jalen Hurts like should just take over at this point. He
He
came into a
should.
completion and they're like, oh, keep him in.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing. That's kind of like the Tua thing. That's weird. They're like, they said they practice like
He's
he's
like a
gonna play,
package and shit.
but it's like,
Yeah. Or they said he got
what?
first team reps. Yeah.
Like to get his feet warm and stuff. I'm like, what the hell? That doesn't get your feet warm doing one play. That's good and pull me, but they should. I like Jalen Hurts a lot. He reminds me of Dak a little bit. He's a really good leader. He's solid. He's not gonna like mess up a lot of things, and he's gonna like you want to play with him, and he's solid. But they've invested so much money in Wentz that would just like the talent
Yeah.
would probably riot. If
I don't think the town would riot. I think they'd be
no, but I
fine.
mean, but that's terrible to have so much
No,
money
it's
tied
bad.
up
Yeah.
in a backup QB. That I guess they would trade. I don't know.
They're just
Either
bad.
way,
They're just bad. Now
they
listen
are
to this.
just
So the
bad.
Seahawks defense is known for being bad, right? They've been
It's
bad all year.
terrible.
Philadelphia had 70 rushing yards, right? Carson Wentz had 42 of them.
That's
Miles
bad.
Sanders had 6 carries for 15 yards. Boston
What?
Scott had two
6 for
carries for
15?
yep. Boston Scott had 2 carries for 7 yards, and Clement or whatever had 1 carry for 6 yards. So the running backs had a combined 9 carries. I don't know why that is. Carson Wentz had 6 sacks. He got sacked 6 times. He threw 45 times. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, they don't run the football. Like, I don't know. I mean,
I think
they
the
don't really
problem is
have
they
a
still have
running back.
Alshon Jeffrey. Like he looks like LaMarcus Aldridge out there. Like he got a bad back. He looks
Yeah,
stiff.
Fulgham had looked good for him, but for them, like for a couple weeks, but I don't know. They just throw it to their tight ends, so.
I've heard a lot of people say it's the injuries and stuff, which I understand, but that's no excuse. The 49ers are getting it done with what's his name? I don't know their
Nick
quarterback's name.
Mullins,
Yeah, like come on, man.
he's a dog.
Okay.
All right, next up. So, speaking of teams that, you know, struggle to run the football and stuff, we got the Ravens and Steelers, right?
Wednesday night football. Wednesday afternoon, I mean.
Wednesday night
Wednesday
afternoon
afternoon
football.
football.
All right. The Ravens put up a fight. Their defense played really well in this. They lose the game by 5, but I tweeted out during the game. I said RG3 is doing the exact same as Lamar, but he has like 20 less passing.
It's kind of true. It's bad.
No, it was exaggerated, but it's kind of true because look, RG3 had 7 completions on 12 attempts.
All
Like that's an okay completion percentage, right?
right.
So like Lamar, 33 passing.
Yo, are you serious? I don't remember it was 33. Oh my
But he
god.
had but he had 7 carries for 68 yards, which is like Lamar. He led the team in rushing. That's exactly like Lamar. Like he leads the
Lamar
team
is
in
better
rushing.
at that than passing, dude. Come on.
No, I'm just saying like
No,
Lamar
don't
you
just say that's
Lamar will
terrible.
have Lamar will be like 15 for 22 with like
Like
150 passing.
150, yeah.
But he has like 80 yards rushing, just like RG3.
Yikes.
Hollywood Brown broke free for a 70 yarder.
Dude,
But that was when RG3 came out. They brought in some other dude.
yeah, I don't know who the hell that was. Dude, they need another receiver. Because there was a pass where Brown could have like dove or ran faster and got it, and it's like he didn't even try. I'm like, what?
Or
I
is
don't know.
Hollywood Brown.
Okay, I don't care. They need another receiver, dude.
Yeah. Does this worry you though about the Steelers? Just
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They've had some close ones, and I'm not trying to take anything away from them, even though I don't like the Steelers. They're undefeated. They look good. They're gonna go in the playoffs and win a few games for sure, and can get to the Super. Or no, they can't get to the Super Bowl. Yeah, it worries me that they play down
they've
on
been
their
in a lot of
competition.
close games. They're always in
Yeah,
close games.
and it's like that's not gonna slide in the playoffs. You're gonna play the great teams in the playoffs, so they need to figure something out. But cool, they're undefeated.
Yeah. The Ravens, I mean, they're still not sure if they're going to get Lamar back next week. They've dropped a lot of games now. They're 6-5. They're not in the playoff. If it started today, they would not be in the playoffs. So that's it's tough for them. They got to fight back. They're only a game out, but Lamar, I mean, they have not looked good this year besides their defense at times.
What concerns
So
me is moving forward. Like, what does next year look like? Can they ever
yeah,
regain that magic?
and yeah, do they just like stick with Lamar and just hope for the best? Or I mean, I think
Oh,
he's a
they have
starting
to.
quarterback for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I think he's starting quarterback for sure. But like, what's his ceiling? Like, can he get
Yeah.
them to a Super Bowl? To be honest,
Going through Kansas City every year.
not through Mahomes. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people try to put him on that same level. I try to tell people he's not on that level. He had a great year. Mahomes was hurt too, so let's not forget that last year when talking about MVP. But
Damn,
he had a
dude.
great
Come
year
on.
though. He did have a great year though. But in the playoffs, he's never been good in the playoffs. I
So
mean,
should the Ravens trade for Trubisky?
okay. Anyways, so next week's games, let's look
What
at
the
them. Some
hell
high.
is that? Next
What?
week's games.
Yeah, let's move past that.
Oh, okay.
Trubisky, like, come on. The Browns, Titans, 2 playoff teams right now. This is a
Yeah.
big one. We said this could be a first round matchup. This is a big one for the Browns. I feel like it's bigger for the Browns, like to prove because they've had like some easy games and all this and like
They
whatever.
have, yeah.
But are they legit? Do you think they're legit? Who wins this?
I think the Titans win, mainly because they have Ryan Tannehill. And I mean, I know that's kind of a weird statement a couple years ago, but he's looked really good. He's better than
He has
Baker,
been good.
100%.
He has
And
been
I
good.
think that's why they win. But I do think it'll be close. And I think it'll be fun to watch this game. It's two heavily running back focused teams. And um, I think it's good for both teams because it's a playoff matchup. It's just getting those many more reps in against quality teams. So I think it'll be good. I think the Titans will pull it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Titans. I don't believe in Baker. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't either.
In
But
this game, I don't. But they can get the run game. They can't stop Chubb and what's his name? Kareem Hunt.
yeah,
It's gonna get. They could stay in the game. All right, next up, Colts, Texans. I mean, this is really just a big game for the Colts because they don't want to get. It could be big if the Browns win and they win. They're back tied for the division, and the Colts need this win to stay ahead in the wild card as well. So
but I could
big game for the
weirdly see
Colts.
the Texans
I could
winning,
see,
and that would
yeah,
be bad.
yeah, exactly. The Texans could kind of win a game that they don't really matter for them. They're
Yeah.
not one. They're not tank like not. I wouldn't say tanking, but
Mhm.
like playing to not win in a sense. Don't
Okay.
like, when you're bad, you don't really care. Like you don't really care because you want your
Yeah.
draft pick. But
Yeah.
in the NFL, it's not as much tanking. You don't really lose on purpose. You're just kind of
Mhm.
like, you usually don't win a game versus like upset a team when you're that bad. But for them, they don't matter because they don't have their pick. So
That's so
um,
yeah. Might as well win.
yeah, exactly. But the Colts need it.
Mhm.
Next big game, Raiders and no, I'm just kidding, Raiders and Jets.
Okay, I was about to say, get that out
If
of
the
here.
Raiders don't win this game, no, but
Yeah, what
actually
would you
saying
do?
that, Josh Jacobs isn't playing though, so
Oh, geez. Who's the backup?
Devontae Booker, I think he's gonna have a big game.
Oh,
He's
okay.
been
He's
good.
solid.
He's been good. But all right, that game, we need to win though. We need to win. Rams and Cardinals. This is actually a big game, especially for the Cardinals. If the Cardinals win, they're tied with the Rams. Probably I think for the last wild card spot, I'm assuming.
Hmm.
And the Rams obviously want to go. But if the Rams beat the Cardinals drop to 6-6, and that's
Close to
it's
the
ugly.
49ers.
Exactly. And speaking of the 49ers, the next other big game, Monday Night Football. We got two games, but Bills and Niners. The Niners can pull off another one. They're back in it. If the Cardinals win, the Niners win, they're back in the race a little bit. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah. I mean, Rams, Cardinals, that'll be a good game. They both need it off after bad losses. And then Niners, Bills, I mean, on paper, it should be a good game, which is always fun. The Bills will face a team that's quality, and then the 49ers, like you said, can get back in the playoff race. I think the Bills still win.
You don't believe in Mullins?
Nah, not at all. Actually, he, yeah, nah, not Nick Mullins. He went to Missouri or something. I don't know, but yeah, Bills, and then I think. What do you think on Cardinals Rams?
The Cardinals. I think the Cardinals have a big offensive game versus them and bounce back and win.
I
I think
disagree.
a big D hop. You think the
Big
Rams?
what? Yeah, dude. I think the Rams defense is like Aaron Donald's gonna be a problem. Jalen Ramsey, I know they have D Hop, but he's the only person damn near that can stop him. So
Christian Kirk? That's
okay,
your
dude.
boy.
That's not my boy. I don't know.
Texas A&M.
So what, dude?
So we're sure you're gonna act like that's not your boy.
All right,
All
you're
right,
gonna
that's
act
your boy.
like you didn't have buck beds with Geno Smith at West Virginia. That's all you're gonna say.
Oh, he's about Geno Smith. I'm dead. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. All right. Actually, another game that we didn't highlight, but is actually big. Washington and Steelers. Do you think Washington
Oh
could actually
yeah.
steal a game versus them?
Wow,
Monday
that
Night
was a
Football. That's the other
good
Monday Night
pun.
Football game.
Did you see what you did there? Washington could steal a game. Ooh,
Come on.
okay.
Come on. Come on.
Okay. Weirdly, I kind of do. It's in a weird way because Washington's defense, like we said, is pretty. It's good. It's good. It's a real defense. I just, on the other hand, though, I just worry about the Steelers' defense being pissed off they didn't play well last week and tearing up Washington's offense. So I wouldn't be surprised if Washington wins, but I do think the Steelers are going to win.
Yeah, I could see Washington stealing this one though. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie. I could see it. I could see it. But that's all we got on this one.
Yeah.
Should be
Wait,
having
dude, the
what?
Cowboys.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said this. All we got on this
Come
one.
on, dude. I really thought you forgot. That's messed up, man.
No, I seen it. Don't
All
worry.
right, so I'll go over it. Hey, we got the Cowboys. So we got the Cowboys. Who they play? They play the Ravens.
The Ravens.
Yikes. So let me say this, dude. If the Cowboys lose this, I am going to convert to another fan base. I don't know who.
No way.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I want to.
Aw.
I've been literally today. I was going state by state. I was like, if I'm not a Cowboys fan, who would I like? And I
You
don't
said
know.
Raiders.
The Raiders? Not after that. They got blasted last week by the Falcons. Absolutely not. Oh no. But yeah, this is. I mean, there's not really. Actually, I mean, I'm kidding. There's really not anything big on this game. But if the Ravens do win this game, they are in some trouble.
I mean, if the Cowboys win,
What?
you said if the Ravens win, they're in trouble.
No, I
Who's in
said no.
trouble?
I meant if the Ravens lose, they're in trouble.
Yeah,
My bad.
yeah.
That's like missing the playoffs, which after last year
Yeah,
would be
they
terrible.
would miss the playoffs, yeah. And they don't, like I said, they don't know if Lamar's playing or not, so that's kind of big.
Yikes! Don't want to see RG3 and that other dude again.
Yeah. But like I said, that's all we have for this episode of Fumbles and Floaters. We will be doing an NBA preview. We'll go through every team. We're going to split it up, do conferences, because we're going to go through every team detailed, what we think of them. We might do, should we do little predictions on standings and everything? Let's do it all.
No, we for sure. We'll go by like the standings last year and see if we agree if they'll stay there or where they'll go, and then we'll do, favorite restaurant in each city we talk about.
All right.
Wait,
Not doing all that.
no, dude, stop.
No, not doing.
Have you ever been to Brahms? Have you ever been to Brahms, dude? The chicken strip
heard of
dinner. Trust me, 3 strips, crinkle cut fries, dinner roll, gravy, chocolate chip cookie dough milkshake, man. If you come to Dallas, you got to go to Brahms. Trust me.
That's it,
Dude,
bro.
you're
That's all we
frozen.
got.
Hey, no,
Yeah.
but okay, we'll talk after this about which one we should do first.
Ooh. Comment which conference we should do first.
Yo, no
Western. Comment Western Conference or Eastern Conference. Whatever one gets the most votes, we'll do. That's it. That's all we got for
All right,
this.
I'm gonna
End
go
it
on my burner.
If they end it.
All
End it.
right.